engine's rumbling like a back road storm. When that green flag drops, you better hang on. Daytona wind and the draft runs tight. Atlanta asphalt burning through the night. Every driver knows when the hammer drops, there ain't no mercy till the checker flag falls. Hear that thunder rolling through the stands, 40 trucks shaking every inch of land. Welcome to the Nitrozone, where the engine scream, Truck Series warriors chasing the dream. From Daytona nights to Texas heat, rubbing fenders, yeah, the crowd's on their feet. Michigan speed and Talladega run, Vegas lights and Phoenix sun. When the tires bite and the crowd goes wild, Nitrozone racing, full throttle style. Our short track tempers run high, three wide battles every lap they got. Vegas lights where the gamblers play, one bad move takes it all away. Texas wide with the throttle down, Phoenix dog leg they're sliding around. Watkins Glen where the brave hold the line, road course thunder in the braking signs. When the green light hits his pedal to the floor, one man leaves with the crowd wanting more. Welcome to the Nitrozone, where the engine scream, Truck Series warriors chasing the dream. From Daytona nights to Texas heat, rubbing fenders, yeah, the crowd on their feet. Michigan speed and Talladega run, Vegas lights and Phoenix sun. When the tires bite and the crowd goes wild, Nitrozone racing, full throttle style. Steel guitars and a southern roll, crowd on their feet begging for more. Pack racing wild at Talladega's line, Michigan draft in the summertime. Welcome to the Nitrozone.
Welcome. Once again, we are here for night number 2 of the Nitrozone Racing League Truck Series. My name is Chris Murphy. Along in the booth with me is my good friend. We're going to give him a new nickname. It's going to be Tim Winter White. Picks up a win in one of the Money Super Speedway races last night. How was that, Tim? That was pretty exciting, buddy. I have to watch the end of that. The kind of part of the Red Seas for you.
Yeah, that was an exciting one last night. I was sitting about 12th back there with 2 laps to go, and final lap, they just started getting into each other in front of me, and I avoided it, and then put a move on Jackson Bice there at the end. Got him loose, got underneath, and made it to the win.
That was awesome. That was fun to watch. We're gonna have to get a good replay of that one for sure. But here we are tonight, week number 2 for the Nitrozone Racing League. Let's see if we can bring up. So we're just getting into qualifying here right now. We'll see. We've got a few trucks out on the racetrack. Nobody really put in a time yet, but we're about 4 minutes left to go, just under here. And we're just getting rolling off here. Let's see if we can bring up our point standings coming into tonight. And that looks like the wrong point standings for me. So we'll have to go back and find the right one. I don't think Nick Trader's not here. Nick Trader's from the Western Racing League, so we'll have to find a different one. But as we're looking for that, we're going to bring up our Whitey Shark keys to the win here tonight.
Yeah, Chris. So that first one right there, save those tires. Atlanta's known for chewing up your rubber. So you gotta, I know you guys want to start leading these laps here in the first 10, but you got to keep in mind that those tires are going to get chewed up, especially in long green flag runs. So you're going to want to conserve that tire wear. And then number 2, pack drafting. Atlanta is one of those 1.5 mile speedways, and it races just like Talladega would, with a lot less room and a lot slower speed. So you're going to have a lot of large pack drafting, which leaves a lot less room for mistakes. So you got to be real careful, navigate your way in and out of that big pack drafting, try to stay with the draft. And then that leads us to number 3, wreck avoidance. you know, here at Atlanta, you get that big pack drafting. Any mistake, you've got big wrecks, and if they happen in front of you, you got to be alert. You got to be ready to avoid that wreck, and get through it and stay in the race. So those are my three keys to the win tonight, Chris.
And take your keys there from Mr. Tim. Like we said, he picked up a couple wins here this week. The big one last night. So if anybody knows how to get around here at Atlanta, it's going to be our good buddy Tim. So we're getting qualifying going here. Colby Luca right up on the top of the charts right now to 31,396. Jordan Jung, last week's winner at Daytona, second right now. And then we're looking at Evan Adams and Austin Mitchell right now, your top four on the top of the charts.
Yeah, those are good lap times right there. Luca with that 31,396. That's a blazing time, getting a sub 4. That's a good run right there.
Trying to find our point standings here for you guys, so that's why I'm just kind of searching around as we got qualifying going on. Let's see if we can find somebody on the racetrack here. Chase Smith going to make some laps out here. We'll find him, get him on camera, so you're not just looking at the infield. The 34 truck, got a new paint job on the truck this week. He was yellow last week at Daytona. He's going to be third right now in qualifying. Take a look at Jeff Clifton here. Clifton, if you didn't get a chance to see our intro, ended up on his roof sliding down the front straightaway last week at Atlanta, so not where he wanted to end up. And here is the 99 of Zach Mertz on the racetrack right now. Going to get a little off-track incident there for us. And you see the alerts down there on the bottom we're going to have, so it'll pop up. It looks like Zach's going to finish off his qualifying run in an exciting fashion.
Yeah, it looks like he took a little ride there to the infield and wanted to end it with a bang.
So about 45 seconds left to go in qualifying. It looks like just about everybody's made their way out on the racetrack. Let's see here. So we got the RE140 tonight. All right, 28 seconds left to go here in qualifying. Looks like we might have Trey Evans still out. No, he's just sitting on the infield down there in the number 5. Looks like the Kyle Larson kind of tribute truck down there.
And maybe he just pulled over to run over to one of those RVs right there and grab a quick cheeseburger before the race starts.
Yeah, cheeseburger and a Coors Light.
Attaboy.
All right, so let's see. About 5 seconds left to go here in qualifying right now. We are going to get ourselves ready to grid up. We might have a few minutes here in a warm-up, but all right, it's going to be Colby Luca on the pole, the 31,396. He was quick last week, but got involved in quite a few incidents. Ended up still coming back somehow with a top 10 with a pretty bent-up truck, but he finished 9th last week. Jordan Jung, like we said, taking the win. He is going to start here in 2nd as we're getting everybody up onto the starting line. So kind of everybody taking their time getting here. So we got an EOL from Michael Bozina right here at the start of the race for some reason. Shane Morris also looked like he's getting an EOL. End of the line is EOL is the abbreviated term for end of the line, which means they have to go to the start in the back of this race for some reason. Must have been a penalty from last week.
Could have been a penalty during qualifying as well. Could have been something.
Somebody,
they just requested it.
Somebody doing something they didn't want it. Somebody didn't like. Let's see here.
So yeah, Chris, like I was saying here in my 3 keys to victory, this mile-and-a-half speedway. You hear a lot of race car drivers. You know, they always say that this track is a mile-and-a-half Atlanta, but it races like Talladega. You've got high speeds, foot to the floor, all the way around. You can pretty much go wide open all the way around this track. Large pack racing, so I'm looking for a really good, exciting race here at Atlanta tonight.
Yeah, I thought we were doing. I thought they were doing the old version of Atlanta, but it looks like they switched back to the new one. I thought originally on the schedule was the 2008 version.
I think it is. It still says Atlanta Motor Speedway. Now I believe it's called Echo Park Speedway.
Oh, you're 100% correct. Yeah. Okay.
This might be the old Atlanta, and that's why I say, you know, with the tire wear, this old Atlanta track, it's like 10 grit sandpaper. It'll just literally eat the rubber right off of your wheels.
All right, let's get our starting lineup here as they're pulling off the grid right now. Colby Luca on the pole. Jordan Jung going to start to his outside, back in the 2nd row. Starting in the 3rd spot is going to be Chase Smith and Evan Adams. We go back to row number 3. Austin Mitchell and Austin Rez. Austin's occupy row number 3 and row number 4. Starting in 7th is going to be Jack Kepley and Lieben Van Leer. We get back to row number 5. It's Chase Madzalowski Mozzarella. I think we'll just call him Mozzarella, I guess. And Ace of Beers. We get back to the 6th row. Starting 11th, Jeff Clifton and Zachary Mertz. In the 7th starting
back in row 7 here, we got Matt Westfall and Ben Porsche here on row 7, P13, P14. Back to row 8 on our starting grid. Move that along. There we go. We got Trey Evans at P15, Michael Bozina. Row 9, we've got Shane Morris and Dale Adamson. And back at row 10, we got Wyatt Youngblood and Luigi Gonzalez, Chris.
And in the 11th row, starting at 21st, Richie Gaines, the 3rd, Colin Lewis in the 29. Watch for Colin to come from the back. He was fast last week in the 23rd starting spot. Andrew Thompson and Tom Ostendorf. Get back to row number 13, Jacob Boxell and Brady Schaub. And starting 27th and 28th, Mason Only. And we're just going to go ahead and quit because we're green flag in the air. And it looks like Colby Luca's going to get a good start. But watch that 7 on the outside. We're already contacting the back and back there. I couldn't tell who that was, but it looks like we're going to get it straightened out and no caution. So in the meantime, rolling through turn number 1 is Jung on the outside, just a little bit of a nose ahead. Luca right there behind him. And there we are with the first meatball flag of the night, Jacob Boxell. And you can see Jordan Jung's going to take the lead right here. Adams now up to 2nd. Luca falls all the way back to 5th.
Yeah, I think we had a big checkup back there in the back on the start. Looked like some of the cars back there didn't quite go right away. The ones behind them put their foot to the floor and ran in.
So take a look here, this wide shot. Get a good view of the start of this race right here. And we see if we can zoom back in here. Back to the 62 of Luca. Luca starting on the pole. Not a good start. Back to 5th. Jung looks really strong. He has got the 12 of Adams to his outside. Now going to tuck. Now going to tuck
into the tri-oval.
Yeah, and the 12 going to tuck back in there. He's going to get a little bit of draft, as you talked about earlier. You want to try to use that draft down the front straightaway, and you can see the different lines here. That's what I love about this racetrack. You can run all over the place. Jung down on the bottom, Adams up on the top, and I think if you can run that top a little bit early like that, not really try to pinch the car down, you might save your tires a little bit. So we'll see how that pays off for Adams here in the long run.
No, you're absolutely correct, Chris. You know, if you're higher up on the track, you can save your tires a little bit, and you're right. I mean, there's technically 4 or 5 lanes at this track, and you'll see 3 and 4 wide racing at this track.
Yeah, it's great track to have here on the schedule. This is a new league, Nitrozone Racing League, their first year with the trucks, and you can see just lead change after lead change down the bottom. That might be flicking back and forth so much we might have to turn that off, but Adams and Young just going back and forth, and the 12 Evan Adams makes his way to the front. But take a look back here in the back just a little bit. You can see Luca trying to make his way back. He's got Van Leer. A lot of new paint jobs this week. We see Van Leer with a new paint job, Chase Lewis with a new paint job on his truck. And here comes the 93, the Roto-Rooter 93 up on the outside of Austin Rez. He is trying to make up the spot that he lost on the start.
Yeah, you can see that they fanned out a little bit. Everybody's kind of taking their time, being patient, which is good. This is a good track to save your tires. I think these guys back here are doing a little bit of tire saving so they can catch them in the end here. And hopefully they can make it to a green flag stop.
I like that paint job on the 34. What's that, Clue? I'm not even sure what, any idea what Clue is? I'm going to have to look that one up.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. It's a cool looking truck though, there's no doubt.
All right, so here we are. Here at DRSN, thanks for being here. Second week in Nitrozone Racing League here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, the RE 140 here at Atlanta. 93 laps we're going to go tonight. 6 laps into this, we're going to see, I think that's going to have to be at least, I would assume at least 2 pit stops at this point. See little cars dropping back in the action. I saw somebody down there on the apron, not quite sure who that was, but shuffling back. We see a 3-wide racing right here through the middle of the racetrack. Is that Lewis in the middle? I think it is. Lewis started back in 11th, and he's already up to 11th. Or excuse me, started in 22nd. He's up 11 spots.
Yeah, and he's moving up quick.
Yeah, that 29 truck is on a charge. He's coming through the field. He's trying to bring along the 44 of Gonzalez along with him. Gonzalez had a little bit of struggles last week. Fought that truck back to the front and ended up in one of our last lap incidents. But he is right now trying to get back to the front of this race. So shaking up. Watch that 29 Lewis, man. He is coming. He did not have a good qualifying effort, but he looks really strong right now.
Yeah, he's moving well, and that 44 is coming right with him. So you know those two. Watch for those two. They're coming to the front.
Take a look through the back of the pack. We can see Brady Shaw. Brady started back in 26 down there in the 2 truck, up 3 spots. See him rolling the bottom of the racetrack. We're just kind of trying to find some good battles here right now. It looks like Jung kind of set him to the second. Looks like Jung's going to be a blinker for the night. He's kind of blinking on and off. That is, I think if I remember right, he was doing that last week too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a little bit. It caused a little bit of a problem, and hopefully he can get that cleared up.
Yeah, you never want to be on the racetrack behind somebody with not a good connection, but he's down there on the bottom right now. He's in the middle of the racetrack. Actually, Austin Mitchell looked to his inside for a second, had to think the better of it. They're not going to be single file off at 2. And it's Adams, Jung, and Mitchell right now, your top 3.
Yeah, and I'm noticing these guys, they're kind of sending it here. They're getting a little loose coming out of the corner. You know, it's telling me that they're really, they're chewing up them tires. So, you know, they've got this lead right now, but they're going to have to pay attention to what they're doing, because those guys behind them are going to catch them quick.
And take a look back here at Lewis. They're still side by side. 29 still coming to the front. He's been able to run the bottom of the racetrack, making up some ground. Some of these guys up on the top. He has got the 34 now of Smith right there in front of him. Let's see if he can follow him through on the bottom. To his outside there is, who's that? Youngblood out there in the 37 as he slips up between Youngblood and Luca. Really keep an eye on that 29. He looks to be the fastest truck on the racetrack right now. Taking a look at the last times by, the fastest truck looks to be Chase Modzalowski. And he's also making his way up a little bit. He started back in 9th. You can see him there in the 67 down the bottom of the racetrack in the Doritos sponsor. He is up to 5th. He's up 4 spots.
Yeah, I can see these guys are using the draft real well. You know, they're saving on their tires, but they're using the draft and making some moves. So they're coming up quick.
More side-by-side racing going on. This the 11 of Richie Gaines. He has got the 72 of Kepley down on the inside. We're about 3 wide off the corner. Who's that? Luca. Luca up on the outside. So Luca had fallen back, keeps falling back. He started on the pole this race. He's now down 14 spots back to 15th. I don't think this is by design. I don't, you know, if you see it at super speedway, sometimes you'll see somebody kind of follow the back, but knowing Colby Luca, I don't think he's doing this intentionally. He must have some kind of struggle with that truck, as he is falling back quickly.
Yeah, there's got to be something going on with the handling or something there. Maybe there's an adjustment they're going to have to make in the next pit stop. But yeah, he's falling, you know, all the way back down now to 15th.
You know, I think they run fixed setups in this league, but even with that, you still can make some adjustments. You can actually make some little internal adjustments in the truck on the pit stop. I don't know if everybody's kind of aware of this. So I don't want to be giving away that secret. But
yeah, you can make a little bit of adjustment. You can make adjustments to your steering, things like that. Some minor adjustments, but you know, sometimes that's the difference.
So Jung back to the lead. You can see the 07 of Mitchell now is going to make his way around Adams as well. So Adams got up there and led a few laps, but now falls back to 3rd. Jung back to the front. Jung led early. Wants to get back out in front. Every time we see that 7 truck, he wants to be out in the lead, and that's exactly where he's at right now. He won last week at Daytona. And let's see if he can double up right here in that number 7.
Yeah, he's having a good run. And it looks like ooh, he's getting a little bit loose coming out of the corner. It looks like Austin Mitchell's used up some of them tires, so he's going to be wheeling that truck for most of this run here.
Yeah, we take a look at some side-by-side battles going on here for about 14th and 15th. We see the 34 Smith right there. We're looking at the 27 of Chase Thompson, or Andrew Thompson. And actually, speaking of Andrew Thompson, he's going to bring our, we got some driver cams up on the top. That is Andrew Thompson. In the middle is Brady Schaub. And down there on the bottom is Evan Adams. Let me see, who is that on the bottom? I have to figure that one out. But I know that's Thompson up on the top and Schaub in the middle. They're sharing our webcams with us tonight. So we'll pop into every once in a while. I'm not sure who that is on the bottom. Man, they are focused.
Yeah, and you've got Thompson 15th. You got Schaub 22nd. I got a feeling they're going to be together here real soon.
So Jung still leading this race. It is still Jung, Mitchell, Adams, your top 3. We look back through the rest of the field. Richie Gaines, the 3rd here in the 11th, up 9 spots now, up to 12. We're actually down to 13th now as Smith gets by him on the outside. But he's coming to the front. He's got Gonzalez right there behind him. Gonzalez also going to find a way around. So Gaines coming to the front, but he lost a little bit of ground there on the bottom. That outside line looks to be a little more dominant right now. As you can see, the 72 there of Kepley now also going to look to the inside of Gaines as well.
Yeah, he's looking to go 3 wide here. He's got to be careful.
The 60 there of Van Leer, a little loose through the tri-oval section. He's going to get down to the bottom of the racetrack. Side-by-side racing going on here as well with Matsiulowski. We'll just call him Mozzarella or Chase, one of the two. And Van Leer side-by-side. Who's that right there behind? That's Clifton in the 15. So Clifton looking to recoup after that horrible crash last week at Daytona. Running really well here tonight, up in the top 10.
Yeah, just now moving up into the 6th spot. You know, running real well. Leaving Van Leer, he was doing well last week, doing well again this week.
A little more racing action back here in the back of the pack. We see Dale Adamson in the 46. He has got Brady Schaub. So Schaub, I know, looking for a better run, but kind of falling back here in the 2. Ran up front a lot last week. That this Atlanta does not seem to be his liking, at least early on anyway.
Yeah, or he could be, you know, maybe he really knows is he's got to save these tires. It looks like that we're going to have a nice long green run right here. So he's probably made that adjustment. So you know what, I better back this up just a little bit so that I can handle this truck a little better towards the end of this run.
Look at Kobe Lucas. Started on the pole, fell back to 15th at one point. He's now coming back up. He's back into 8th right now. He is up underneath the 29 of Lewis. Lewis, as we talked about earlier, started back in 22nd, now up to 8th spot. He is definitely our biggest gainer of the race. He's up 14 spots.
Yeah, Luca doing a great job there, you know, recovering, getting back up into the mix. That 29 car, you know, he might have been running a little too hard, but he's doing pretty well right now. You see him single filing out. It's like they're all going to just start running in the draft, taking it easy. They know that it's a long race. We've still got 73 laps to go, so they're probably starting to back it out just a little bit.
So a few of our sponsors here with the Nitrozone Racing League, Frontier Motorsports. One of the sponsors here, Nitrozone Racing League. My name's Chris Murphy here with DRSN. Tim White along here in the booth. I saw, who's that going down to the pits? Kind of off early for a pit stop. Wesley Watts actually in the 13. It's going to be our first truck to pit here on lap 21.
Yeah, that's a little early.
That seems like it. He started way out in the back of the field. He started dead last in 29th. It looks like we had 28, 29 trucks start this race. Charlie Birch was here for 30, but he did not start. And as we're looking at that, Austin Mitchell looks to challenge Jung for the lead down to the bottom of the racetrack off of 4. Jung with a great run off the top is going to take that lead back as they come across the line to complete lap number 21. 72 laps left to go out of 93. Jordan Jung and Austin Mitchell just kind of throwing haymakers at each other here, just going back and forth. Evan Adams just kind of sitting back there behind him right now. Look, oh, a little bit loose right there. Jung dirt tracking it off the corner right there. He's still loose, even to get on the straightaway. So starting to lose a little bit of tire grip right there. That was a nice job, nice save. Let's put him in a sprint car next weekend.
Yeah. Let's throw some dirt at Atlanta. This guy will get right around here.
We jump back here to the back and we see Andrew Thompson trying to find his way around Kepley. Kepley down on the inside of the 37 of Youngblood at the same time. So Kepley moving up in the 72. 27 of Thompson looking really a little bit stronger here today than he was last week. He's up with 10 spots now. Started back in 23rd up to 13th. Keeping an eye on our battle for the lead. It looks like Mitchell's now close back up on the back of Jung is really struggling there.
Yeah, he's wheeling that truck right now.
Oh, and they're going to get together.
Ooh,
they're going to get together, and Jung is going to hit the outside wall hard. He comes back down across. Oh, catches Mitchell again. Mitchell into the outside wall. So our two leaders get together as they're coming through the triover section, and that is going to put a meatball flag for Jung. And I think some heavy damage on Mitchell's truck as well. We'll go back and take a look at that, see if we can see what happened. But Jung had been fighting that truck for about 2 or 3 laps up to that point.
Yeah, he really was, and I think it just may have gotten away from him a little bit there. Oh yeah.
Let's back that up just a little bit more here. All right, so you can see as they're coming off a 4 right, Jung's already a little bit loose. He's chasing a car, or he's chasing the truck, gets loose. Mitchell gets loose as well. They both get loose.
He's looking to avoid.
Yeah. And
he was looking to avoid that slide, and he ended up losing it himself. And there was nothing he could do after that.
Yeah, and Jung just got loose a second time. Just couldn't hang on to it. Came down, collected Mitchell right there. Unfortunate for the 7 and the 07. I think we've got I think they might have one faster pair in this race. Let's just take a look here real quick from the. Let's just do a roll bar cam here from Jung here, and you can see. And you can just see get coming off the corner right here. You can already see the truck sideways. And he just gets sideways again, and then Mitchell's just right there.
Yeah, when Mitchell went to avoid, he saw the slide, he went to avoid, but as soon as he did, the rear end just came right out.
Man, I think Mitchell was going to actually save it and drive away right there after that second bit of contact.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. He got clipped right there.
All right.
Unfortunate for the leaders right there.
For sure, and that is going to be our first round of pit stops. So we're going to jump away, take a quick break for about a minute and a half while we're on the pit stops. My name is Chris Murphy with Tim White here at DRSN, bringing you the Nitrozone Racing League. Thursday night, second week of the season. We're going to be right back after this word from Premier Setups.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one. Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one. Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one. Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of...
All right, and we are back live. It's about halfway down the back straightaway. We're going to come to green this time by your leader, Evan Adams, after our contact with our other two leaders there, putting them towards the back. So I'm trying to find him on the leaderboard here right now. So
Jung is in 22 back there.
There he is. So Jordan Jung fell back to 22nd, but Adams is going to stay up front. Where did Mitchell end up? Mitchell ended up back in 23rd. So 22nd and 23rd for our two drivers who brought that last caution. We're going to come to the green here off of turn number 4. It's going to be Evan Adams bringing us to the line. He has got Chase Mozzarella right there behind him. And the green flag is in the air one more time, and a pretty good jump there from Adams. And Mozzarella comes back on the outside. The 60 of Van Leer actually looked to got the best jump right there. But unfortunately, there's two trucks in front of him. He's going to go down to the inside. He is going to take that second spot away as we're rolling to turn number 1. We're side by side, about 10 cars deep here. Adams, Van Leer with a great run on the 60. He is looking to, he's got a run on Adams down the back straightaway to see if he can get by him going into 3.
Yeah, he's got a great run. He's not even in a draft right now, so he's running good right now.
And let's take a look at the 29 of Colin Lewis. Started back in 22nd. He has now made his way up to 5th. That 29 truck has been one of the fastest trucks on the racetrack since the drop of the green. He's trying to look at the middle, get a little impatient, looking for home. We got another caution flag. I can't tell who it was. You see, I'm not seeing who was the victim here. As Richie Gaines way off the pace. George Graffitis right here in the middle of the racetrack. We'll see if we can see what happened. Second caution flag is going to fly, and you know, you see this so many times, Tim. Cautions breed cautions. You get everybody grouped back up, and it's not too long afterwards we find ourselves under caution once again.
Oh, you're absolutely right. It's, you know, a lot of these guys, I'm looking at their pit times here. I think a lot of them just took 2 tires, but a couple took 4. You know, they still got half of their tires that are still worn, so maybe they're just getting it a little loose on the restart. You know, losing control before they can get it underway.
All right, let's see if we can see what happened right here. We see Ostendorf getting an EOL, so maybe he may have been the culprit there. Let's go back and let's see if we can see what happened here somewhere through the field. So we jump on here with Ostendorf because it looked like, let's see, 32. Oh, this Jung right there. Oh, actually, so Jung just catches the left rear of the 34.
Yeah, the 34 comes down just a little bit.
Oh, the 54
he
actually,
just
sorry.
gets hooked. Or the 54, yeah. He just gets hooked a little there by Jung.
So I'm trying to find the 54 in our timing and scoring. I don't even see a 54 on there. I see the 32 in Ostendorf. Is that Westphal? Yeah, so he's 24 on our score chart. They're 54 on the truck. Make it easier if you guys put the right numbers on the trucks for us. So if we could, let's see.
Our job's hard enough, right, Chris?
Yeah, no doubt, really. All right, yeah, it's let's see here. So let's see if we take a look from Jung right here. You can see the 54 of Westphal up there on the outside. He's kind of coming down the racetrack a little bit, but I think it's more of Jung coming up.
Right there.
Yeah, they just kind of meet together right there. He's coming down, Jung's going up, and I think they just kind of met in the same spot. And unfortunate for Ostendorf, he gets himself involved in that.
Well, I guess that's one way to get yourself to the front.
So, in one way or another, Jung has been involved in both of our caution flags so far. So, you know, in my dirt track racing days, if you were involved in 3, they parked you for the night. So, I don't think they have that rule here, but that's our second caution flag of the event. We'll stay here with you this time. Lucky dog this time is going to be Dale Adamson. So you see some of these graphics you see on the screen, like that little alert right there. That is not standard part of this SDK software. If you're using this SDK software, you know somebody else is out there. Reach out to my buddy Shane Cochran over on the SDK Discord. He'll get you hooked up with some of this really cool stuff because that is not something you're going to see in a lot of other places. So really appreciate you being here with us. So, and look who's out front, Tim. It is the 60 of Van Leer.
There he is. You know, he had the same run last week at Daytona, and here he is in the front again. You know, that number 60 is running well. He's taking care of his tire wear. He's doing a good job out there. He's really running well.
We'll take a look at our graph right here for Van Leer. Started back in 8th, been pretty consistent all day long. Fell back a little bit, but crawled a bit back up to the front after that early pit stop here. So keep an eye on the 60. Get ready to go back green one more time. Roll down the back straightaway here. Van Leer, Adams, Gonzalez, Luigi Gonzalez with a good run going on here. Chase Mozzarella started up in 9th. He's up to 4th. Let's bring up our webcams here. We've got a 4th webcam up on the screen now. I think that is Adams, Evan Adams there in the top right. So we've got Thompson in our top left. That is Brady Schaub down in the bottom left. And I still yet to figure out who that is in the bottom right. I'll go figure that out here in a second as we come back to green flag. We're going to keep an eye on these guys. Watch the intensity on their faces when we go green.
And watch the wheel work. right when they hit the gas.
Well, Thompson seems to be pretty relaxed up there.
Yeah, he's looking pretty relaxed. He's looking laid back.
Single file restart after we're going our second caution here.
You see him wheeling it down there in the left-hand corner. You can see him wheeling it a little bit on the restart.
Brady's got some pretty good force feedback on that wheel. It looks like he's fighting it. It's Van Leer to the front. We'll take it. Let's see. Here's Thompson. Right, we'll find Thompson on the racetrack here in the 27. He's making his way up there, doing a good job. He started back in 23rd, up to 8th right now, so up 15 spots for Andrew Thompson.
Good run, good run.
Back up to the
93
front.
down on the apron there.
And what? Oh, another caution flag. Another caution.
Oh.
As we were watching, we were looking at the webcam, something else happened. It looks like I'm seeing an incident here on the screen with Tom Ostendorf, and it looks like he's maybe out of this race here.
I seen a car down on the apron. I was wondering what was going on there.
So we'll take a look here at Ostendorf's view.
Oh,
he is just the victim right there. That's just heavy. Is that the 54 and the?
That's the 54
and the 13.
Came right up the track.
And he's still down there beating on Watts here a little bit. So let's get another view of that. We'll take a look at that from the from Westfall's view here. All right, so the 13 in the middle. You see the 11 up on the outside. Gaines is going to get past. Here comes Westfall on the outside. The 54 down on the bottom of the racetrack. Might have caught the apron. He just, that's just not, just a big mistake right there. Yeah, just a big mistake right there from the 54 from Westfall. I'm not sure what he was seeing right there, but unfortunately collects the 32 of Osendorf and the 13 of Wesley Watts. So heavy damage on the 13 and the 32 and the 54 there as well. So that is our see, you got is that a gum? It's either a gummied in or a gummy out logo on the screen. I don't have them in any of the teams here, so that's another feature we have here. So we get back to live time here. Van Leer out in front, so we are under our third caution flag of the night. So we'll take a look at our RFK teammates. So Van Leer teammates with Richie Gaines. Excuse me, teammates Zachary Mertz. So the 60 and the 99. See Van Leer up there up in the lead. Mertz back there in the 18th spot. A Charlie Birch racing team of Gonzalez, Perez, Jordan Jung, and Charlie Birch. Birch, I don't think he even made a lap out here. I'm sure. No, is it Birch? What do you think that is? Birch?
That's Birch.
Birch. There we go.
Charlie Birch.
Charlie. I have to spell it like the tree. But Gonzalez up in second. Rez. We look at our Charlie Birch racing team. We also have a couple other race teams out here. We have George Grafidis with Madzalowski, Youngblood, and Grafidis himself back there in the 14th spot. Frontier Motorsports with Colin Luce, Andrew Thompson, and Brady Schaub, all up towards the front. And we're green flag again as I'm goofing around looking at the team thing here. So it's Van Leer out in front. We're back to single file racing, single file restart once again. Van Leer, Gonzalez, and Adams are top three.
That 60 is a fast truck. You can see him just breaking away from everybody every single time you start. He's just got a fast ride out there. Right there, you can see him starting to just clear a gap.
Yeah, watch that 29 in the back. He is making up some more ground. So Lewis, I think Lewis is going to be at the front of this race before it's over. He's out back there in the 5th spot, but he is still coming to the front.
He is definitely coming. And there's that 42 or that 44 Luigi. He's right on Van Leer's tail. He's trying to get around him.
So Luigi Gonzalez got a good run down the back straightaway. He's going to look to the inside of Van Leer going into 3. They'll see if he can clear him. No, he's not going to be able to. Was not able to get enough run to clear the 60 through the center of the corner. He's got to hold the bottom, and that's going to let Adams get back by on the outside there in the 12. The 67 of Madzalowski. He's got some Doritos on the hood. It's making me hungry. He's looking down to the bottom of the racetrack. So we got and then we got Budweiser out there with Lewis. So we got some Doritos for snacks. And we're 3 wide off of 4. The 44 on the bottom, the 67 in the middle, and the 29 up on the outside. Actually, that was off of 2. Don't mind me, I lose where I am on the racetrack.
One into the wall there. You had one into the wall. I think it was the 29 that brushed the wall there coming out of 2.
A little contact. It's easy. Oh, a little contact there from our 2 leaders again. We've already had our 2 leaders crash once. Look at Adams and Lear right there. Make a little contact as they head across the stripe. And it's going to be Lear still with the lead, heading through 1 and 2 right now. Adams down to the bottom of the racetrack. A good race.
A race to go here, boys.
Yeah, we're only on lap 38. Still 55 laps left to go right now. We're still 3 wide, getting into 3 back there. You can see Gonzalez kind of stuck in the middle of the racetrack in the 44. I think he just kind of backed out of that. I think he thought better of it. And look at that, right behind Gonzalez, Luca's still back up there in the top 10 after falling back early.
Yeah, he's been doing a great job all night. He's been running up front, fall back, get back up front, fall back, get back up front again. So he's doing a great job.
We get our crank it up cameras going on here. I love this shot down the back straightaway. We'll take a look here at the 62 of Luca the Limitless Motorsports truck. As Van Leer has done a good job still leading this race right now. Look at Lewis. Lewis now up to 3rd. Now up 19 spots. He's got the 67 all over the back of him right there. But Lewis now up to the top 3. That 29 is definitely the fastest truck on the racetrack. He is still coming. He's not done yet. He is down to the bottom looking to get by Adams down the back straightaway. Let's see if he makes a move going into 3.
He is moving. There is no doubt about that.
I appreciate you being here.
I think I noticed a little bit that he's been running a little high, and then he'll run a little low to get some more speed and run a little high to save some tires. So he's being smart out there, too.
Well, I see Charlie Birch in the chat in YouTube. Thank you, Charlie. Appreciate you. But so said he had internet issues and he had to check out for the night. And he actually did give me a correction on the pronunciation of his last name. It is Birch. So thanks for that, Charlie. Appreciate it. Thanks for joining the channel over there, checking us out. Sorry you had internet problems. I've been there, buddy. It's not fun. Now that you get yourself all ready to go for these races, and then just a technical issue puts you out of the night. It's not a good thing. But good to see you out there cheering your teammates on.
Ooh, one on the wall hard.
Did not see who that was.
I didn't see who it was. I couldn't tell, but it was he hit the wall hard. I think it was at
Might have been Lewis in the 29th. He fell back a couple of spots here.
Might have been. I think it was. He hit the wall earlier too. He brushed the wall earlier, so he might be starting to get a little loose.
I think he might have had another incident with the 54 of Westfall, so we'll see if he gets back out on the racetrack. He is now way back. He's actually in the pits right now, so good single file action up here in the front right now. Everybody kind of being patient. Van Leer, Adams, Chase Modzilowski. I'm going to pronounce that one here. What do you think? Let me see. We'll throw this up on the screen there for you. I'm going to say it's Modzilowski? I don't know.
I think you're correct right there. Modzilowski.
Modzilowski, all right.
Chase Modzilowski.
Chase Modzilowski in the 67 Doritos truck. Up to third. Up 6 spots after starting back in 9th.
Or we could just call them mozzarella Doritos. Just call it a day.
Do they make something?
Mozzarella
do they
Doritos.
make mozzarella? That's a new... If Doritos is out there, we want credit for that. We want the royalties for the mozzarella flavored Doritos here at DRSN. So if they
Absolutely.
So somebody, if you know anybody at Doritos, put that order in right there, and we want 10% of the royalties for the mozzarella Doritos. They probably thought. I bet you they've like copyrighted or got patents on like every flavor of Dorito.
Oh, I'm sure they have an entire department that does nothing but copyright. They make up names and then copyright it. I'm sure they do.
I think the one time there was like a sour cream Dorito, man. Listen, all right, that's a fat guy talking to you, so we're gonna quit talking about food.
That's 2 fat guys talking to you.
So Van Leer is now. We'll take a look at our lap leaders in this race so far. Van Leer has led the most laps at 18. Jordan Jung with 14. Evan Adams at 13. Luca and Youngblood both led a lap. We've got 5 different leaders in this race. I need to get lead changes up on there too somewhere. All right, we're side by side for second. Jeff Clifton once more finds his way back to the front in the 15.
Wide.
Clifton on the bottom. Luca coming back up into the fight. He's got Adams up to his outside. And you can see the 15 actually looks to be the quicker truck getting into the corner. He actually had to back off just a little bit there, and that cost him come through the center and off, as that's going to let Luca get by him on the inside coming off a 4.
Yeah, that's what happens at this track. You know, you run them too hard early, and you start to fade late. And some of those guys in the back that saved, they're going to be coming to the front here. You can see that 15 right there. He's coming.
Jump on the nose of the 62 of Luca up in front of him. You can see Adams looking to the inside of Lear. Side by side through the corner, it is Adams coming off a 4 right now. Okay, does he have enough to clear Van Leer off the corner? He's trying to slide up. Oh, just not. Almost got up there a little too soon. Did not quite have the 60 cleared. He still doesn't have him cleared. If you're watching the stream, Adams, you don't have him cleared. You're not quite there. Well, actually,
I was just going to say he's going to get that here in this corner, because there it is again. He's brushing the wall. The 60 is getting a little loose coming out of 2.
Actually, giving him tips on where he's at wouldn't really help, because the stream's probably about 1.5 minutes behind. So if he's listening to us, he's going to have trouble. But look at the 62. Look at Colby Luca from the pole back to 15th, back to the pole. The 62 has made his way back to the front, led the first lap of the race after setting fast time. And we have got a meatball flag for Ben Porsche. Oh, that looks a heavy damage.
Oh.
The 16 of Ben Porsche is taking a heavy hit. Looks like maybe Gonzalez also involved here in the 44. Let's see if we can see what happened. We're still under green, but we'll see if we can see what happened here real quick.
Almost willing to bet that he got a little loose coming out. They were driving it in too hard. He just got loose.
Yeah, it looks like Luca
can almost guarantee.
That's exactly what happened to Gonzalez. He just looks like he lost the truck right there, got into the outside wall. And I'm not sure where Porsche comes involved in this, but we'll get back to live time as we had a good race going on for the lead, so we don't want to miss it. Actually, Lucas getting away a little bit at battles for second now, and here comes Colin Lewis back up here again. So we've had a new about 5 or 8 different drivers that have found their way to the front of this race right now. Look like they have a good chance to win. Lewis got up here to the front, kind of fell back a little bit, and look at here comes Thompson down on the bottom of the racetrack. He's trying to get back up here. So Andrew Thompson in the 27, he's down there on the bottom in the 5th spot in that 27. It looks like that was Youngblood. I think it was Youngblood down there. A lot of action going up in front of us. We're 3 wide, coming off at 2. Seems like every time I bring up a webcam, something crazy goes on. So we'll just quit doing that.
Here comes all those cars in the back, and they're going to start creating this large pack draft, and that's where trouble starts. They got to be careful here.
And look who's back at the front, the 07 of Mitchell and the 7 of Jung. They're nose to tail right now. They got together, running first and second earlier, brought out our first caution flag. And look at Mitchell with a great move to the bottom. He gets up 3 spots right there. He gets around the 60, the 67, and the 7 all at one shot. Does he have enough pace off the corner? He has to pinch the car down pretty hard right there to keep it from shoving up into the 60. That cost him some momentum down the back straightaway.
Yeah, and he was dirt tracking it there. That guy, the driver behind him was trying to stay off him so he didn't turn, and I can imagine the wheeling he was doing right there. Big contact.
And a 7 and the 07 together once again. It looked like the 7 might have got into the 60.
That's big damage.
Good
flapping on that truck.
They may have, and I don't know how many faster pairs they have, if they have any at all, but they definitely used it up early. You see Mitchell with another meatball flag. Heavy damage on the 07. We'll see if we can see what happened right there, but it looked like once again the 7 and the 07 involved, as they were earlier. The 60 of Van Leer also involved, so a couple of fast trucks involved in this one. Let's see if we can see here from... We see the 60 right here of Van Leer. You can see the 7, the 07 coming up on the inside. And then, let's see, so Mitchell kind of drifts up the racetrack a little bit. The 60's just getting loose. And Jung just gets into the back of him. And as he chases the truck down the racetrack, he gets into the 07. And you can see him trying to whoa up right there, but just not able to.
Heavy wheel damage on the front right of that 60.
Let's take another look at that from we'll take a look at that from Jung's roof cam. As you can see right here, you'll see the 60, I think, get a little bit loose right here and has to check up. Yeah, right there, he gets a little bit loose, checks up. Jung with a big run gets into the back of him. And as he tries to get down underneath them, the 60 comes off the wall. They make contact. That's the end of the 07. So some heavy damage. Yeah, from all 3 of those trucks, definitely. So, all right, so we're under our forced caution flag, and unfortunate the 7 and the 07 both involved in this one more time, as we are still under caution. You can see Jordan Jung just stopped on the middle of the racetrack right there. And it looks like all of our leaders are going to come into the pit. So we're going to take another quick break here so I can get something to drink. And we'll be back in just a minute from this word from Admin Box. Check out the, if you're looking for some equipment from Admin Box, use the code DRSN-BOXX for 10% off your order. We'll be back in about 1 minute. All right, and we're back. Rolling into turn number 3. We're going to go back to green flag one more time after our fourth caution flag here at Atlanta for the Nitrozone Racing League. This is Chris Murphy with Tim White here with DRSN, bringing you all the coverage. We're going to be here all season long with the Nitrozone. I should pull up a schedule to see where we are next week. I'll have to find that one out later here, some way through the show. But right now, it's going to be Kobe Luca, and look on the outside is Colin Lewis going to bring us to the line.
There he is.
Lewis up on the 29, now up on the outside. Green flags in the air one more time. Luca is going to get a jump. He's going to try to slide to the top of the racetrack. No, he's going to hold. Oh, the 34 is going around.
We got a car around. Stay green.
It looks like it. It looks like 34 got a little bit of contact from somebody behind. Maybe Lewis did not get a great start. But it looks like this Chase Smith in the 34 is going to go around, and here comes Lewis now to the point. He's made his way all the way to the lead, all the way from 22nd to the front, and on the outside is the 27 of Andrew Thompson. Again, we'll pull up Thompson's. It looks it's just cool and collective right there, man. He's like, I'm running second in this race. Yeah, he's hanging out. He's like, yeah, I got this. This ain't nothing but a thing.
Yeah, just, driving down Highway 75 in rush hour traffic.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Appreciate you sharing the cam with us there, Andrew. Appreciate everybody sharing the cams with us tonight. As you can see, he's going to lose that second spot to Luca. Has to slide up in front of Clifton for that third spot. And here comes that 07. I need to read the rules of some of these leagues before we talk about them, I guess, because I think he must have had at least 2 fast repairs, because there is no way the Evans 07 got that much repair done.
Well, I think the last race they had 3 or 4, didn't they?
Oh, was there? There's that many. Okay.
I think so.
I'll have to figure that one out. I'm going to look at that before the next race, so we have some better information.
Well, they're fighting right now.
Yeah, they are side by side there for second with Thompson and Lewis and Mitchell and Clifton all right there. I'm looking through the pack to see where the 7 of Jung is. It looks like he is going to be off the lead lap back there. So the 07 got repaired, but the 7 is not. Also, Van Leer in the 60. He's still on the lead lap on that last race. But look at this racing right here, from about second on back to about 8th right now. We're 2 wide, 3 wide, all the way throughout here. Lewis to the front. Mitchell going to get another shove. I think Mitchell's in a hurry to get to the front of this thing. Anytime he's not been in the lead, he's got involved in an incident. So I think he just wants to clear all the traffic and get out front.
Yeah, I think you're right. And we're getting to we're getting close to go time right here. So these guys are going to start getting a little more aggressive. And trying to make their way to the front. At 29, 2 in the wall.
2 in the wall back there. It looks like that was Adams and the 72 of Kepley. They're side by side. We're now 3 wide. Van Leer down on the bottom in the 60s. He's going to get a run off of 2. The 72 is going to slide up in front of the 12 truck of Adams. A little bit of contact right there. No harm, no foul. We're still green flag going. Luca now out in front. Mitchell in the 07 after being involved in 2 pretty heavy incidents today. I get that word right somewhere, has now made his way back up to second.
He has, and those 2 cars are pulling away a little bit. You can see the gap between first and second and third. You can see a gap. They're starting to pull away. And I think it's because that pack behind them's fighting the way they are. They're not drafting very well, so those guys are just kind of pulling away from them right now.
And here comes the 37 of Youngblood. He's not going to try to stick his nose in the middle there, is he? Okay, well, he's going to back off. He's going to go to the outside. You know what? I used to know an old sprint car driver. He'd say if the left front fit, the rest will go. But I'm not so sure that would have worked right there for Wyatt.
No, that theory would have failed right there. You can see Lewis now dropping back to 6th. So I think he's probably saving right now.
Yeah.
Ooh, 37 into the wall right there a little bit.
Just about everybody on the racetrack pitted 8 laps ago, so everybody's pretty much on equal tires at this point. And I think that was Lewis's best advantage earlier. He was a little bit better on the longer runs. So doesn't seem to be as strong right here with equal tires on everybody right now. So he's kind of falling back. But we mentioned the 37 of Wyatt Youngblood. Youngblood had a really good run at Daytona last week. Ended up getting crashed right at the end of the race, but the 37 is looking good and strong here. We've got a lot of big movers in this race. Thompson up 20 spots. Youngblood up 14. Richie Gaines up 15. Lewis now up 15 spots. Brady Schaub up 16. So a lot of big movers in this race.
A lot of big movers. And back to that 29, I think he might just be kind of saving here. We've only got 29, 28 laps to go. He's probably going to hang on to these tires for about the next, I'd say 10 to 12 laps, and then you're going to see him start moving again.
And Mitchell has done exactly what we thought he wanted to do. He's made his way to the front. He says, if I'm out here in front, I can't get hit by anybody. He's made his way to the lead. He has got the 62 of Luca behind him. Thompson looking to the bottom of the racetrack. And here comes Clifton in the 15. Jeff Clifton with a good run here. He is looking really good at Atlanta. He is now up to 4th, and he's going to give himself 3rd as he's going to come by the outside of Thompson there for that 3rd spot. So top 4 trucks kind of there together. Then it's a little group, and we've got another caution flag. It looks like it might be Dale Adams. Oh, ouch.
Oh, huge hit.
That, I think, was the 16 who has also been involved in a couple incidents. Oh, and the 32 slides by right there. Just barely missed that incident, so it looks like the 46 of Adamson involved in this one. Or Adamson is, I guess, the right way to say that. The 16 of Porsche, he jumps into the pits. We see the 99 also in the pits already, so let's go back and see what happened here. See if we can find a good camera angle for this one. Dale Adamson, Dan Porsche involved. We're gonna have to see who that was. So let's see. You see the 46 up on the outside. He's on the outside of Lear. The 99 of Mertz. I see Mertz in the pits, so Mertz also might be involved in this here too. So Mertz not getting a very good run off of 4. Gets a little bit loose right there, and he gets loose, comes down across the nose of Van Leer, kind of clears himself up under the 46. Hard hit.
Oh, huge hit.
And I clicked on the wrong truck. There we go. See it. We see Adamson go, and here comes Porsche. Oh, all right. Now who is this that comes in here sliding through here? We got to see who that was. I think it was the 32.
Yeah, the 32.
He just had him locked up right there. I think it was Bozina. We're gonna take a look at that from Bozina's hood cam here. Let's see here. We're gonna go live. We're gonna go full speed. You can see the 32. Let's see. Let's see if we got a better angle here. That's not a very good one. We'll go to the roof cam, and you can see him right here. He sees the 46 slide down the racetrack, locks it up. Oh, and that's pucker factor of 12 right there. Nice save from Bosnina not to get involved in that one.
He's going to need a shower after that one.
All right, and we've got everybody in the pits once again. Luke in the pits. Mitchell looks like he's going to win the race off of pit road in the 07. That is going to put the 07 back out in front. Clifton with a good job in the pits. He's going to come out in second. And then Richie Gaines right now is up to 3rd, but I think he's got to have to fall back behind the 62, which he does. All right, so Charlie Birch once again giving us, Charlie, I'm sorry you're out of the race, bud, but I'm really happy you're in the chat helping us out here. So only one faster pair, so somehow Mitchell must not have used his faster pair on that first incident, because he had some heavy damage on his second one. So
yeah, maybe he didn't have a whole lot of damage, and he could get by.
All right, so
smart move. I mean, you don't want to use them too early.
No, you don't. You try to save them at least till the end, but then sometimes you limp around too long. You don't need it later anyway. So,
right.
All right, so 93 lap race. We're 68 laps in, 25 left to go. We got Austin Mitchell. So let's take a look at our pit stats here. Another one of our graphics you don't get to see out there. Once again, if you use SDK, you want to see some of these cool graphics. You see Jordan Jung getting a wave around here. Check out my buddy Shane Cochran on the SDK Discord. He will hook you up with all this stuff. But you can see everybody, Mitchell, Clifton, Luke, Gaines, everybody in the top 15 all came in, took 4 tires on that stop. So everybody back on equal tires here on lap 68. And I'm guessing we're going to go back to green with about 23 to go. We're going to be able to make it to the end from here. I'm pretty sure if we can go green. We've had 5 cautions right now. As long as we don't have a 6, I think we're going to have a nice a nice finish to the end. A nice race to the end of this one.
Yeah, and with everybody having 4 fresh tires, you're going to see some real good racing here these first 5-10 laps. These guys are going to start punching and banging together.
Well, it's also going to be a little bit cold too. You got to be careful with that. You trying to get down 2-3 wide with somebody on those cold tires. You also got to be a little bit leery of that, especially getting down into turn number 1. So we'll see how this works out. Clifton, I think Clifton, the little bit we've seen him run, I feel like Jeff Clifton in that 15 is a pretty aggressive driver. So we're going to see what happens. Mertz is going to get sent to the back. He's going to get a black flag there for some reason. It might have been speeding on pit road. And Clifton, I think he's just kind of sleeping right there on the start as Mitchell just kind of drives away.
Yeah, it looked like a big checkup right there. You could see the gap now between these 6 cars here and the ones behind. There's a huge checkup on the restart. I'm surprised that car didn't go sideways.
And we're 3 wide off the 2. Gaines right in the middle of the racetrack. He's got Youngblood right in front of him. Luca to his outside. Thompson to the inside. We're 3 wide through 3 and 4 right now. Going to come off of turn number 4 to complete lap number 71. It is Mitchell, Youngblood, Luca, Gaines, Thompson, your top 5. And Jeff Clifton right there in the 6th spot trying to find a way around. He's got trucks side by side in front of him. Really nowhere to go at this point.
And Mitchell's just trying to get as far ahead as he possibly can early here so that he can try to manage this race for the rest of it.
29 of Lewis is right there. He's been crawling his way all the way to the front all day long. He is back in the hunt here. But right now it is all Austin Mitchell. He's involved in 2 pretty heavy incidents in this race, but he has found his way back to the front in the 07. And looking at the times by, fastest time on the racetrack by almost about a 0.05 of a second was our leader, Austin Mitchell. So right now it's setting a pretty good pace, and he's starting to put a little bit more of a gap back to the 2nd place running Kobe Luca.
Yeah, that's that's a result of perseverance there, man. He's doing a great job. We're gonna have 20 to go. He's got a nice gap. He's running a good line, so hopefully he can hold these guys off.
Single file there for about the top 8 trucks. Mitchell, Luca, Gaines, Youngblood, Clifton, Lewis, and Thompson. And Thompson blinking on and off on my screen right here. He's probably blinking off and on in somebody else's screen in front of him too. The 93 of Rez has also found his way into this battle. We take a look at Austin Rez in the 93. He started back, actually he started in 6th, so he's just about back to where he started right now in the 7th spot. Like, what's he got? Like holding the, I'm looking at his picture down, holding like a little mask of himself in front of his face. Kind of weird looking. 19 laps left to go. All right, Matt. It's 19 laps left to go. You're sitting there. You're Austin Mitchell. You're out in front. What are you going to do here? What's your plan? No plan?
Oh, I thought you said Matt. I didn't know who you were
did I say Matt?
To.
Hell, maybe I did. Okay. All right, Matt, the mystery man in the booth. No, sorry, I was talking. I'm sorry, Tim.
Yeah, I mean, you want to just maintain the race here. You don't want to do anything too aggressive right now. There's 18 laps to go. You just want to try to drive the truck the way it needs to be driven. Don't overdrive. We got him in the wall right in front there. You want to just try to manage the race here. You don't want to do things too aggressive right now. And you can see that he's getting a run on the inside in the 07. I think the 07 might be just laying off just a little bit, staying on that high lane, trying to save those tires for the last.
Oh, hard into the wall is Clifton.
10 laps.
The 15 of Clifton, hard into the wall. He comes down and
comes back up. He saved it.
He looks like he's crab walking a little bit right there. We'll see how that plays out for him, but that truck does not look good. He's losing quite a bit of pace, but yeah, in that little bit of time right there, we saw the 07 of Mitchell get loose, catch the wall off at 2, come off at turn number 4. Luca got loose, caught the wall, and then we saw the 15 of Clifton as well. So, I mean, we're on fresh tires. I mean, they just pitted, what was it, about 9 laps ago. So the tires, I mean, I know Atlanta's pretty hard on tires, but I sure wouldn't think they'd be going away that quick.
I mean, it all depends on how hard you're putting it into the corner. You can see the gap that he's left there, and he created that gap right at the start. So he's been on the throttle. He's been in it.
Richie Gaines in the 11. The RaceEP.com, Gummied Out Motorsports, number 11, making his way up to the front. He's up to 3rd, started back in 21st, up 18 spots. On a charge right now. He's looking pretty good. Looking at lap times by, he's about 10th of a second off the lead, his top 2 trucks in front of him, but he's hanging in right there as we got a good battle shaping up here for 4th and 5th with Youngblood and Thompson as well, and Lewis trying to sneak up. There's not much room out there, Colin. What are you doing? He is going to make it out there. So Thompson saw him coming and moved down just a little bit, I think.
Yeah, he got squeezed a little bit. That I think he got a little worried. He saw that 29 coming down just a little bit, and he had to back out of it there. There's no room there.
There's a great shot looking down into turn number 4. All of our leaders here. This lead packs down to about 9 trucks right now, so it looks like the fight right now is down to these top 3 with Mitchell, Luca, and Gaines with 14 laps left to go. But it looks like I see Youngblood and Thompson. They're kind of moving back up on them a little bit here at the same time.
Yeah, it looks like they're gaining some ground there. They're probably going to catch them here in about 3-4 laps. And you're going to really see some fighting going on. We're down to, we'll be down to about 10 laps to go. These guys are really going to start punching and banging.
And Richie Gaines in the number 11's made his way up to second. He is going to clear Luca through the tryout. Well, heading down to turn number 1, he has his sights set on the 07 of Mitchell. So Gaines with a good run in the Gummied Out Motorsports. Number 11 now up 19 spots. He catches that wall a little bit, though, off of 2. We've seen a few drivers have struggled with that coming off of 2. He's going to lose quite a bit of ground there, as well as Luca gets back by him. And here comes Thompson to his bot inside. Oh.
Yeah, they're door slamming behind them too there. Yeah, these guys that are running on that high line, they're washing up a little bit, and they're just brushing that wall, and it's breaking their momentum.
Yeah, Luca catches the wall again off of 2. That's going to allow Gaines and Thompson. Matter of fact, Luca's going to fall all the way back to 7th, and he's got 93 in front of him of Rez. Rez is going to slide the racetrack into Youngblood. We're 3 wide off of 2, and they're going to crash.
Got a wreck.
They're going to save it. No.
Oh.
They're going to save it. We're going to stay green.
Great save.
The 93 gets a little bit sideways right there in the middle, and he is still wiggling. He's still wiggling back there. Wiggling like he's got a right rear flat tire, but I know that doesn't really happen on these things. So
I think he got her back under control. But look at the gap that's been created up front here now.
And I know we joked about it earlier, but I think it was pretty. I bet when we talked to Austin Mitchell, he might tell us the same thing. He felt safer out front because there's been a lot of actions going on behind him. He's been out in the lead of this thing. He's now almost a second to the good. And here comes Andrew Thompson one more time. We're going to pull up Andrew's camera right here for him. We're just going to name him Mr. Cool, man.
It's Mr. Cool. He's just chilling.
Yeah,
looks like he's reading a book.
Yeah, no, he doesn't look like he's out here racing. Yeah, he's not racing for a second at Atlanta. Maybe he's playing Super Mario. I don't know. I mean, that's the way I look if I was playing like Super Mario's or something, not sitting in the sim rig.
Yeah, Cool as a cucumber right there.
Thanks for sharing that with us, Andrew. So Andrew up to second right now. Mitchell still leading this race. We got a good shot down the back straightaway. 10 laps left to go. The 07 out in front, but Andrew Thompson, the last time by was a half a second faster than our leader. And you can see that gap closing. The eyeball test right there. Andrew Thompson, the fastest truck on the racetrack right now. He is reeling in your leader, Austin Mitchell. So watch that 27 with 9 laps left to go. He is getting a great run on the bottom here off of 2.
Oh, he's getting a great run and a little bit of wash up, but he's going to grab that draft, and I think he's going to take the inside on this corner. He's going to try to pass right here.
Look back here to Lewis and Youngblood here. Richie Gaines and Luca here fighting for 3rd and 4th, but up front right now, it is Mitchell and Thompson, and Thompson's got a great run across the line. I think Mitchell's going to come back on the outside. He's got a better run. Thompson's going to take the lead. They're going to fight back and forth. We get a little notification on the bottom so you can see them passing this back and forth right here for the lead. The 07 into the wall on the outside. Let's see if he can hold it up there. He does. Does a really good job of holding that truck up on the outside and not coming down into the 27. And
he's been doing that. He's been doing that the last, I think, the last 5-10 laps. He's been brushing the wall, and keeping it on track.
And you saw right there as they headed into 3 and 4, that was a really good strategy from Austin Mitchell. He actually went down to about the middle of the racetrack. He pinched Thompson. He gave him enough space on the bottom, but he pinched him to the bottom of the racetrack, which did not let Thompson get a run up into the center of the corner. Made him pinch the wheel, made him pinch the car down through 3 and 4, but it didn't work in 1 and 2, as Thompson is now out in front of this thing. 7 laps left to go. Once again, Mitchell made a little bit of contact with the outside wall. Look at Mitchell with a good run into the corner, but has to back off.
Yeah, he had a real good quick run right there. I don't think he wanted to try to take the inside. In fact, I don't think he wants to be in the lead right now with 6 to go.
So we got an off-track notification there from Austin Rez, and caution is out. Caution is out here with 6 laps left to go. Thompson did not want to see that. He had made it way to the front. Unfortunate. I think that was at this point that was Thompson's race to win, where he was positioned at. So we're going to see if we can see what happened to Austin Rez. He was involved in an incident that didn't bring out a caution about 10 laps ago, but this time he does.
I think you're right. I think Thompson and Mitchell were about to go blow to blow for about 2-3 laps.
All right, so we see the 93 of Rez right here on the racetrack all by himself. Let's see, as he comes off of turn number 2, he'd already put a bunch of damage on that truck. Actually, it's off of 4.
Oh, just loose.
It just loses the truck, just gets loose on him. He chases it around and just can't hang on through the grass. And I guarantee he's going to back into the outside wall here in a second.
Oh, is he going to keep it off? No. Oh, hard hit.
And the 77, and everybody goes by him right there. So, unfortunate. Rez had made up quite a bit of ground and made his way up to the front, and then gotten involved in a little bit of an incident 3 wide. Did not get a caution flag for it. Fell back to the pack. Was trying to make his way back up here and just loses the truck into the outside wall. We got 5 laps left to go right now. 88 down out of the 93. And it was going to come. If you're Thompson or Mitchell, you really did not want to see that caution flag. They had it set up where it was just going to be a fight between the two of them. Now they've got everybody else, and it looks like, are they going to come down and pit here? They are.
They're coming in. They're probably going to grab a couple quick tires. I think they're good on fuel.
I would think so. So I
think they might be grabbing some inside, some left sides. See if the car goes out.
I don't know if I'm.
Yeah, there it goes. They're taking right sides right now. Both cars right there.
Looks like they're taking 4. They're taking 4.
Oh, they're taking all 4.
So I think let's see if anybody only takes 2. I think Youngblood's getting out pretty quickly right there. He might win this race off a pit road. No, I think Youngblood only took 2. Youngblood is going to come out with the lead.
Smart move.
So, I mean, our leader, Thompson's going to come out in 4th. It looks like Mitchell's going to come out in about the 5th spot. Luca right there back in 6th. So I think Youngblood only took 2 tires. We'll pull up our pit stats here in a second and see if that tells us the same thing. And exactly, the top three drivers, Youngblood, Modzelowski, and Clifton, all took 2 tires on that stop. Thompson up a couple of spots right there. He took 4. Mitchell, Luca, Lewis. Where is let's see. Oh yes, Thompson and Mitchell right there. So Luca, Lewis, Chase Smith, Van Leer. Everybody else took 4. So we're gonna see how that pays off here for Youngblood, Chase Modzelowski, and Jeff Clifton. So Clifton, that he kind of needed that pit stop right there because he had worked his way to the front, fell back after finding his way into the grass there while about 15 or 20 laps ago, whenever that was. But he is now going to get his way back to the front here, and Dale Adamson is going to get the lucky dog. Adamson. What did I say? Adamson.
Edmonds.
I don't know where I'm getting at. And Jordan Jung with another wave around here for some reason.
Yeah, Youngblood, I think, what we're going to have here is we're going to have 2 different dynamics. You got Youngblood that took 2 tires. He's going to be a little loose. But you got the other guys that took 4, but those tires are cold right now. So, it's 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other here. And I look to see Thompson and Mitchell, as fast as they were, I look to see those 2 kind of make up that ground real quick and get back up the front.
Yes,
fight this one out to the end.
Oh, for sure. And I see Charlie up in our chat talking about his teammates for the Charlie Birch Racing team. Kind of a rough days, right? Jordan Jung back there in the 24th. Gonzalez and Rez right there, 11th and 15th. We'll take a look at our leader right now. Top 2 drivers. I didn't know this, so I'm glad we looked at this here. The George Kofidis Racing team running 1-2 with Wyatt Youngblood and Chase Modzelowski right now. 1-2, and George himself back there in 11th. We're going to go green flag to go. We're going to have green-white checkered here. It's going to be a natural green-white checkered. Green flag in the air. Here comes Youngblood with the lead. It looked like Clifton. I think that was Clifton around trying to find it here as everybody's going around.
Caution's back up.
Oh, and guess who else was involved in this? The 07 of Austin Mitchell.
Oh, no.
Involved in that one as well. Unfortunate. He has been involved in a couple of things. Before we get a replay, I'm not going to say it was another incident of not his doing, so we'll have to get a look at it. But I thought I saw Clifton going around too. So we'll see if we can see what happens. So Clifton in the 15. You see Mitchell there. I don't think Clifton just doesn't go. He spins the tires right there. I'm not sure if he downshifted or what, but that Mitchell gets into the back of him. He comes up and catches Luca. Here comes Richie Gaines. Richie with a nice job sneaking by on the outside. The 44 getting by as well. That could have been a lot more. Yeah, that could have been a lot more trucks involved in that one. Let's
Yeah, I think you're right. I think on the cold tires, I think he just spun them. He just spun them, and there was nothing '07 could do. I mean, he probably could have tried to lift, but I mean, it happened so quick on a restart like that.
all right. So we're on the hood. We're on the roof cam here, and you can see you can see the back of the truck just jump
Oh,
right
yeah.
there. Yep. And that's really the great thing with that. I mean, this is simulator racing. This is people call this a game, but that is some really good. Oh, look, the 93 come up, catch the 35 right there.
Oh.
But you could actually see that on the replay. You could see him spin the tires. The truck kind of jumped right there, and unfortunate for Mitchell, he was anticipating the start, and that's what you got to do. I mean, you're green, white, checkered. You got to go.
Yeah. You have no more time to wait. It's go time. You got to get going. And when something like that happens in front of you, it's tough to react to it.
All right, so we're gonna go back to green flag. Another green, white, checkered attempt here. Hey George, if you're up in the chat, how many green, white, checkered attempts are there? All right, so it's Youngblood, Mazelowski. So it's gonna be a single file restart, I believe, here since we went to caution without completing a lap. So our top two did not take, only took 2 tires on that stop. And remember that too, the 15 only took 2 tires on a stop. That may have contributed into that.
Exactly.
Had old tires on the left side, and that may have just been exactly what did him in. 1 green, white, checkered according to Charlie. Charlie, buddy, hey, anytime you're out of the race, we're going to use you in the chat, so I appreciate that. Appreciate everybody is here.
Back to 22nd.
Yeah, Mitchell's definitely. I mean, I think he's done. I don't even see him on the racetrack anymore. All right, so here we're going to go green one more time. We're going to come across the line. Lights are going to go out on the Mustang pace car. We're going to go green next time by only 1 attempt at a green-white checkered. That first one was kind of a natural green-white checkered, as we call it. But this is overtime. And if there's only 1 attempt, no matter what happens from here on out, we're going to go to the checkered.
You got 1 shot, boys. You got 2 laps to get her done. And guess who's up there in the number 4 spot?
Look at Colin Lewis. He is back to the front. The 11 of Gaines right there behind him. I'm also looking at the 34, Chase Smith. He started up towards the front of this. He's been running out in the back most of the day. He's got himself back up into the top 5 as well. As we've lost some of our top runners with Clifton out of it, Luca now back out of this thing, Austin Mitchell as well. So let's see who is going to be able to get this done in Atlanta. Can we get through? Can we finish this without another incident?
Well, buckle them up, boys. You got 2 laps to settle it. You're going to see some banging. You're going to see some door slamming. You're going to see some moves here in these last 2 laps.
All right, Wyatt Youngblood going to bring us to the line. We're going to head off turn number 4. Watch the pace car make that hard left-hand corner, or left-hand turn, not a corner. Left turn down. Man, that's a hard turn. Youngblood going to get a start. Oh, and the 67 spins the tires. They both spin the tires. Look at Lewis. Lewis has got to jump right here, but he's got nowhere to go. The 29 and Lewis definitely had the best start right there, but unfortunately had 2 trucks side by side. We've got 37 out in front, 27 right behind him. Here comes Richie Gaines in the middle. It's 3 wide off of 2. They're going to get together here, and they're all going to crash. It's the 34 is going to get by. Actually, we've got another caution flag. The 27 goes over. Thompson's upside down. Gaines was trying to sneak through the middle right there, and it looked like it kind of started with Thompson getting into the outside wall. He's still trying to get going. It looks like we are going to have another caution flag here. I don't think... So we must have more than 1 green-white checkered here, or they would not have thrown the caution. So it's going to be Chase Smith with the lead, so we're going to see if we can see what happened. But watching that in live time, I think that started with Andrew Thompson getting into the wall. Let's see if we can see right here. Excuse me, not Thompson, but actually Youngblood. I'm saying that wrong. But you see Youngblood down here on the bottom of the racetrack. He might have got a little bit of help there from the 27. I think he did, actually.
Yeah, and you could see those guys when they started going 3 wide. You could see these guys wheeling it. And you could see the cars. Look at that.
What a ride from Thompson. Yeah, he's still... I guess I say one thing for Andrew Thompson. He just looks the same no matter what's going on. All right, so we're going to take a look here from, let's see, we're going to take a look one more time, and we're going to look from the 37 of Youngblood here on that one. All right. See if we can get a little bit different camera. I better crank it up camera angle. It'll be really good right there. Maybe not. All right. So heading off of turn number 2, Youngblood down on the bottom. He's got the 27 of Thompson behind him. You can see Gaines. And Youngblood just kind of gets loose off the corner, has to check up. And the 27 comes up, gets in the back of him, and that shoves him up the racetrack. And then from there on, just all hell breaks loose. And some
right up and over the 11, or right up and over the 37.
And some good avoidance there. You see Gaines still trying to save it down there. But Chase Smith, Van Leer, Lewis, all with some good avoidance right there. All right, we better get back to live time. I've screwed around looking at replays too long before and missed the start, so we're going to get back over here. I like to get my replays going. All right, so Chase Smith. I don't think Chase has led a lap all day, so let's take a look here. Let's take a look at our lap leaders.
I don't think he has.
Oh, he's actually led 2. So
Oh, he's got, okay, yeah.
so 9 different leaders in this race. Austin Mitchell with the most at 25, but he is now out of this. I don't know if he's out of the race, but he's definitely out of contention. Van Leer's led 20. Jordan Jung, Colby Luca, Evan Adams, Wyatt Youngblood, Thompson, Smith, and Lewis have all led laps in this race. But it is Chase Smith out in front. The 60 of Van Leer's found his way back to the front. Wyatt Youngblood, even though he got involved in that incident, still up here in the top 3. We're going to go green, white checker one more time.
Colin Lewis keeping himself in the game here.
All right, so Charlie once more helping us out in the YouTube chat, saying there is 1 green, white checker for super speedways and 3 for others. I would actually think that'd be opposite, but
I would think so.
yeah, but thanks, Charlie. All right, Smith.
Well, you know, Atlanta's basically a super speedway.
Yeah. All right, we're going to go webcam guys here again one more time. Andrew Thompson. That is Mason only down in the bottom right-hand corner. Braden Schaub. And Evan Adams. I think that is up in the top right. It's got the green light on his wheel. That'd be kind of distracting.
I think so. That would drive me nuts.
He looks to be focused.
Somebody want to check Youngblood's pulse there?
Oh, you mean Adam? You mean Thompson?
Or Thompson, yeah. Is that a statue or is that a lie?
He's just Mr. Cool, man. I'm telling you.
Mr. Cool.
He's Mr. Cool. Andrew Thompson, unfortunately, he had a chance to win this race. He's now back in 17th. See if he can find his way back to the front. A long way to go. Maybe with another green, white checker, he might be able to make his way up. But we're going to go green here one more time. We're going to roll off turn number 4. Pace car pulls down into the infield. Chase Smith, we are green flag. We got a meatball flag for Gaines. Oh, and that's
there we go.
And around goes the 60 of Van Leer down into the infield off the nose. Graffiti's involved in this one. Gonzalez involved in this. Caution flag comes out one more time. And we're gonna, you know what we're gonna get a chance to do, Tim? We're gonna play with the replays some more. Let's see here. So we'll see if we can see what happened to Van Leer. He's already around at this point. Let's take a look.
So
here
one of the
time.
tough things about restarting here on bad tires is they actually restart in a corner as you're turning.
Very true.
These guys are mashing the gas, and so you know.
I'm gonna have to do what I don't like to do. I'm gonna have to use the replay button or the rewind button. All right,
you can see there. That's the restart zone right when the corner starts to the trial.
Let's find our best camera angle here. There we go. All right, so you can see Van Leer up on the outside, and he just loses
He just gets loose.
Yeah, just spins the tires, loses the back of the truck, comes down across the nose, and at the same time trying to find the 44 because the 44 and the 1 are getting involved up into 3 and 4. There's another incident up on the racetrack in front of him as well. The 27 involved, the 72 involved. We could do replays all day, man. Let's see here. Trying to find the 72 on my time and scoring. Oh yeah, you can see. Oh, and actually Youngblood gets so Youngblood into it. Yeah, so that was the 93 of Rez. Kind of comes down and gets Schaub right there, and then collects the 37, the 32, and the 72 also involved. And I don't have a 32 or a actually Bozina. So Bozina involved in this one in the 32. All right, we are under our is that 7th or 8th caution?
It's a lot.
It's number 9. Number 9. So
Number 9.
This was a 93 lap race, and we are on lap 102 of 93. doesn't really math out in my head. But
102 of 104. So they've gone 11 past the scheduled.
all right, we're gonna have one more green-white check. I believe this is the last green-white checkered. We've had 3 right now. 1 was natural, 2 overtimes. We're on our 3rd overtime here, and it's gonna be Chase Smith. And we've had a bunch of trucks here late fall out of this one. I see Van Leer still in this, but he's back quite a ways. And
Yeah, and like I said, Woody, you got to be careful on these restarts now. They get bad tires.
Yeah.
You're restarting in a corner, mashing the gas, you're going to go sideways.
And look, I mean, Jeff Clifton and Andrew Thompson have now found their way back into the top 10, so we've had enough green-white checkers. They're getting back up for Colby. Luca also is now back up into 6th. Asa Beers, who we've not talked about all day long, in that number 77 Burger King sponsored, he is up to 6 now. Austin Rez, he's been involved in and look at is Mertz on the lead lap. So Zachary Mertz in the 99, who basically had a meatball flag earlier as well. He's now up to 4th.
Yeah, a lot of these big early hitters, you know, they've had some trouble, had some problems, but here they are. They're right back in it.
All right, so we're gonna roll across through back straightaway. Let's see, we started this race at what, 6:30? It's now almost 8 o'clock. An hour and a half sitting in the sim seat for these drivers and for us. Pull up our cams here one more time. Let's see who's on the camera. It's up towards the front here. I don't think anybody except for Thompson's the highest driver, up to 9th. Brady Schaub down on the bottom left-hand corner. Brady's got that wheel really high. Does that look high to you on that bottom left?
It does.
I mean, if he's comfortable with it, that's
almost
awesome.
Like almost looks like he's looking through the steering wheel.
All right, we're going to roll off
I've
to
seen
turn
a
number 3.
couple of. Go ahead.
I was going to say we're going to roll off to turn number 4. We're going to go back to green flag 1. Green flag is in the air. Here comes Smith. Look at that big jump from Lewis back there in the back. He's going to pass on the outside. Oh, and we're going to have another incident, but we're going to stay green this time. We see him crashing back there behind him. It's Van Leer. And no, we got another caution. The 67 upside down. The 60 involved. I thought, how many overtimes do we have?
Well, obviously
right.
more than 3.
Graffitis with another meatball flag. All right, I don't know where that one started at. They just kind of started crashing. I was going to try to stay on the leader because I thought we were going green no matter what. So we'll see if we can see what happened here. Let's take a look.
Looked like the 60 jumped the start right there. Or not the 60. What is that? The 20.
The 29 got a really good jump right there, and he was on the
29.
outside. So he kind of making it 4 wide right there.
Yeah, it looked like he jumped the start and he tried to squeeze outside.
Now they're crashing before he even gets there. The 67 gets into the 27, comes up and catches Graffitis.
Yeah.
You're right. Lewis got a fantastic jump, but I don't think that was really the cause of any of that. Is we've got the 67 upside down going for a ride. Graffitis crashing. Youngblood once again involved in this one. Thompson in the 27 involved. The 72 in this one as well. So let's see if we see. I think that was kind of started. We'll take a look here one more time. We're going to look from George's view. If I can find it here real quick. All right. Where's a better angle? Okay, let's take a look at the one in the middle. The 15 gets a little bit loose. The 67's checking up, and the 67 gets into the 77, and then he goes down and gets into the 27, and then he just can't hang on. And Graffitis is along for the ride. Thompson was going to make his way through there until George came down and caught him.
It just collects all those cars right there.
Yeah, Van Leer involved once again. All right, we're going to get back to live time so we don't miss the restart. We like to watch replays and analyze things, but you know what? That yellow flag never came out.
Is that the end of the race?
They pulled the yellow on us. All right, we're going to have to go back and watch the end of that because I'm sorry for that, but the yellow flag came out. So we're going to go back. We're going to watch the replay on the white flag and recall it for you. So here's the white flag lap, and they're all separated. We're going to have to go back a little bit further.
Yeah, you got to go all the way to the start, to the restart.
All right, so we're going to stay up here on our leaders and see what happens because the yellow flag did come out. I think they pulled it on us, and we didn't see that. I thought we had a chance to look at what was happening, but Chase Smith just gets a huge jump out there with everybody else piling up behind him. Austin Rez right there behind him as well, with Evan Adams, the 93 of Mertz right there. So they're going back almost 3 wide for that second spot, but Chase Smith just drives off the corner here.
Yeah, he's off to the races.
Yeah, just a huge jump on that. So take a look back here a little bit further. Watch this battle for second. You see Rez Adams right now in the third spot. Austin Rez in second. Evan Adams, Zachary Mertz. The top four right now. Smith is going to roll off at turn number 4. Yeah, he's just gone. I mean, he's
running away.
Yeah, he's 3-4 seconds out to the good right there. There's nobody going to catch him. And see, they're even waving the caution flag right there.
There's the yellow. Yeah.
So
not entirely our fault, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, so we're going to see if we can just jump forward here. Rez, we'll put it in live time for you. Or excuse me, in real action speed. As we take a look here at Chase Smith.
I think he's that far ahead because everybody else thought the yellow came out too. So I think they all probably started letting off.
Well, let's see if we can get back here to live time and see what's going on. So the lap's over with. I mean, that was it. So kind of an anticlimactic finish there for you folks, but let's see if we can go back and look at Chase. Let's look at the checker.
Chase Smith is your winner.
We'll at least get a view of Chase coming across the checkered here, if it'll play it for us. There we go. So we'll just kind of fast forward here for Chase. We'll at least give him a view of crossing the checkered flag anyway, or the yellow flag, whatever was waving in the air. I don't even know at this point. The race ended under. Oh, okay. So the race ended under yellow. So, every other race that we watch, we don't see that. We don't see that yellow.
Run it out.
Yeah, they run it out. So that's what messed us up right there. So the caution came out, but they were still racing basically under the caution. All right.
Okay.
So thank you Frontier Motorsports for that one. So we will know better next time. But so we'll get back to live time right here. See if we can pull anybody up into the booth there. See if anybody's in the waiting room. We usually like to know a little bit more what's going on with stuff like that. So, I mean, we look foolish enough most of the time. So I just want to see here.
Yeah, they don't need to help us any further.
All right. So we take a look here at Victory Lane, and it's going to be Chase Smith for the win. So we're going to bring Chase up in the booth. Chase, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Hey, we didn't get to see you crossing the checkered flag because we were a little screwed up on ourselves what was going on there. But it's a good thing you knew what was going on. You just kept your foot on the throttle. So just give us, I mean, we had 9 caution flag, 10, I think, actually. Tell us what you saw out there from your point of view today.
Just it seems like a typical Atlanta race. Like the beginning, I was kind of worried because I ain't really practiced my tire saving well. But I was able to hang back a little bit. I fell back to just outside the top 10, just kind of rode around for the first half. And then right about the time everybody started going, I spun tires on the restart, spun it out, rode around the back. And then after that, I wasn't saving at all. I was pushing as hard as I can. And I don't think I had the speed to push to get up to the front. But at the end, when everybody got mixed up on the strategy and 2 tires, 4 tires, and then everybody started wrecking, I was just lucky enough to miss it and be able to hold up front on the restarts and make sure I did my job right at the end.
Well, you were all the way down at 21st. I mean, you just put yourself in the right spot. The last couple of incidents right there, you were just in the right place at the right time. Unfortunate for some other drivers, they weren't. But, hey, man, great run out there. Way to stick with it. I mean, I'm looking at a little timing chart here of your path for the day. You were down in 21st at one point. You crawled your way all the way back to the front. Did you have any teammates out there today? Are you solo?
I'm solo. I ain't got no teammates. I mean, of course, me and Colby at the start, we're not teammates, but we're good friends. So we kind of went off each other's pace at the start because I know he's good at saving tires. So I figured I'm going to either stay right behind him or right in front of him. We talked about what our tires were at after the first run to kind of give each other an idea how much to save and if we were saving enough or not. But besides that, it's just solo, one-man band the whole way there.
Well, good job today, man. Hey, Tim, you got any questions for Chase?
Yeah, hey Chase, Tim White here in the booth. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Great job today, man. And just like me, you're an independent out there with no teammates. I had a good race last night, no teammates. So good for us independents. I could see through this chart here that you were up and down this whole race. How much tire saving did you have to do to get yourself in the front here?
At the beginning, it was honestly a lot because, I mean, I felt like I was kind of in the way. People would be about even with them on the front stretch, but I would be lifting before we even started turning the wheel going into the corners, and they would pick up 2, 3 truck links going into the corner, and after about 15, 20 laps, it was like I was loose and a little tight, but it was enough to where I was still making up a lot of ground. So just that first start, you got to save so much to be able to make sure that once it goes longer, you have enough to be able to make moves and just keep it out of the wall. Because so many people out of turn 2 were just hitting the wall, not even because they were racing close to somebody. It's just the tires were worn that much. It just made the trucks hard to drive.
Well, you hit on my first key to victory, so that played out for you well. Nice job tonight, nice first place finish, and go get another one next week, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, Chase, hey, buddy, before we get you out of here, anybody else you want to give a shout out to?
Just gonna give a shout out to Colby Luca. He's put on a series. This is I run the UIS series last season. That was the first time I ever run a league, and I figured I liked it, so I joined Colby's league right about the start of the year, and it's been pretty good to start off with. We had a decent race at Daytona and a pretty good race here at Atlanta.
All right, buddy. Well, good luck at Iowa next week. We will see you next Tuesday.
All right, thank you.
All right, let's grab our second place finisher, Austin Rez. Austin, you got Chris and Tim in the booth. Are you there? Austin, you with us, buddy? Looks like Austin went down back to the other chat. We'll see if we can. Maybe he didn't want to talk to us. All right, we'll bring in our third place finisher, Evan Adams. Evan, you got Chris and Tim in the booth. Are you there?
Hello?
Hello? Are you? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What's up, man? Good job out there today. You were you had your handful, man. You got involved in a couple things here and there and crawled your way all the way back up to the front. Tell us about your adventure here at Atlanta.
Started out well, pulled away with the top 3 there, and kind of I had the lead for a little bit, then figured to stay behind them since we had such a big gap, and knew I had the car in the long run. Saw them getting loose off of every exit, but it didn't end up being a long run race, and I had myself caught up on a restart, fell back a little bit, and that's when they wrecked in front of me. So
Yeah, I mean, probably fortunate that first instance you were back just a little bit, not getting involved there with Jordan and with Adam there. But you know, I mean, we're kind of with you. We started this race. We thought that first run we were going to have a really long green flag run, but once that first caution came out, it was just caution after caution. So, did you at any point during this did you get involved in anything that really put any damage to the truck?
yeah, I had probably about a minute and a half, maybe halfway through the race, and then it went green. So I had to use my fast repair with about when it went, say about the first caution, the first green white checkered. I used my fast repair, and I went from, I don't know, I believe like 15th ish to obviously third.
Well, we ran 2 big tracks. We started at Daytona. We're in Atlanta here tonight, and then we get back to a short track next week at Iowa. How you feeling about that one?
I'm feeling pretty good. Just stay consistent, staying closer to the points lead and in the playoffs. That's all that matters. Obviously, picking up some wins will be crucial.
Tim, you got anything?
Yeah, hey Evan, nice job here tonight on that third place finish. It was a great job running. Did you find it difficult to run in a pack at this track? Because I know that once these tires start to wear, and this track is built for, high speed, large pack drafting. How did the truck feel when you were in a draft with?
The difference was it was something. Once I got back in the pack, when I fell back, I noticed right away I was lifting way earlier than usual. Then even when I was in third in that first run, I was pretty calm and running my lane, and it felt pretty fine until I had to be in dirty air.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was. It's kind of what I was thinking. When you've got just a couple cars with you, you're good to go. But when you got cars all around you, it tends to take a lot of air off of that car. Yeah. Well, great job tonight, Evan.
Thank you.
We look forward to seeing you next week at Iowa.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. You got anybody you want to give a shout out to before you go?
Just Colby for setting up this league, and my dad for watching. That's it.
All right, buddy. Well, good. Have a good weekend. Good, and we'll see you next Thursday night.
All right, you too.
All right, we're gonna see if we can get our second place finisher, Austin Rez. Austin, are you with us, buddy?
There we go.
There he is. Look at that. There he is. Got his mic fixed. Technical issues for Austin. No technical issues on the racetrack to know. Well, I guess there was. You got yourself involved in a couple incidents out there, but found your way back up to the front before it was over with.
Yeah, I mean, I felt fast all race. I qualified pretty well. I just was saving my stuff pretty much the entire time. I wasn't trying to push or anything, but got involved in a wreck towards the middle, and I just had to work my way back up. But those cautions at the end really, really saved me.
Yeah, you had a good run. I'm pulling up. I'm seeing. I got to pull up your chart here, see where you were throughout. I mean, you could drop back. I mean, you look back about your lowest point was 21st, and that was with only about 20 laps left to go in this thing. So I mean, we had 4 or 5 cautions there late that really helped you get back up to the front. But I mean, if it hadn't been for that, do you think you could have found your way up there?
Definitely not. Not with the wreck that I had before that. I had some damage that I did not repair because I didn't have a fast repair, and I wanted to keep my track position. So I kind of dealt with it, and I drove through the wrecks. Some people couldn't make it on fuel, and I made sure that I could make it on fuel for all the overtimes. Restarted third on that final restart, got a good run, but unfortunately that caution came out. I think without that caution, I could have had a chance at the win.
Well, fantastic job tonight, Tim. You got anything?
Yeah, Austin, nice job on your second place finish here. I see, just like Chris said, back in 21st place, coming all the way from 21st up to third. Did you find it difficult to draft with that damage, or was the draft helping you because of the damage?
I think the draft was helping me a lot. These restarts they were very chaotic. It was just drive your way through. But after that, the truck felt really nice. Even with the damage, like I didn't feel like I had wheel damage. I didn't feel like the truck was slower than the rest of the field. I was passing trucks even on the green flag runs with that damage. But it was just unfortunate that we were getting into these wrecks.
Yeah, it was unfortunate, but hey, you made it back up front. You got a podium. Nice job. We'll see you next week at Iowa.
Thank you.
And before
Thank you guys so much.
Before you leave, Austin, anybody you want to give a thanks to?
I'd like to give a thanks to Jordan Jung. I know he got involved in a wreck, but he was out front for a little bit. Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez, Charlie Birch, my team owner, Zachary Mers, one of my good friends, racing here. He finished 4th. And yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, good luck. Have a good luck the rest of this weekend, whatever you're doing, and we will see you at Iowa.
Thank you, guys.
You got it.
All right, Tim. All right. Well, at least we know the rule for next time. If they do 3 on the 4th green white
Yes, sir.
checkered, it's gonna kind of finish under a caution flag. So, not like I said, not what we're used to in some of the stuff that we do, but we got it under control now for next time. But a good race all the way around. I was really hoping for that long green flag run, but man, once the incident started, they just didn't stop at that point. All right, so we're going to pull up our full results here for you. So as you can see, let's see here. I do this every time. Let's see. There we go. So Chase Smith coming home with a win. Austin Rez in second. We got a bunch of people in the waiting room wanting to talk to us, but we're going to go ahead and finish up the results here. Chase Smith, Austin Rez, Evan Adams, Zachary Mers, Kobe Luca, Jeff Clifton, Asa Birds, Colin Lewis, Luigi Gonzalez, and Michael Bozina. That great finish from Michael. I didn't see him get up into the top 10 right there because he was kind of out back most of the day after starting back in 16th.
Yeah, we didn't hear much from him today, but he sure made a little bit of noise there at the end.
Yeah, Brady Schaub up to 11th, Dale Adamson there in 12th, Zach Kepley, Wyatt Youngblood, Andrew Thompson, Mr. Cool, Andrew Thompson in the 15th spot, Lieben Van Leer in 16th, Chase Mozzarella in the 17th spot, and then it was George Graffiti's Mason Olney, Shane Morris, and we'll get back here to finish the rest of this field out. And then it was Richie Gaines in the 21st spot, Austin Mitchell, Ben Porsche, Jordan Jung, really bad. Jordan won last week at Daytona, had a good fast truck here tonight, but unfortunately involved in a couple pretty big incidents, going to put him out of this race 52 laps down. Matthew Westfall, Wesley Watts, Tom Ostendorf, Trey Evans, Jacob Boxell, and rounding out our field in 30th, our Mr. Helpful in the YouTube chat tonight, Mr. Charlie Birch.
Thank you, Charlie. Nice job.
So we had, what do we have? Most laps led tonight was Austin with 25. I thought we had lead changes on here. We do. So we had 10 lead changes over 9 different drivers. Brady Schaub, hard charger of the night, moving up 15 spots. And we're going to get on our winner here right near the 34 in the Clue sponsored. It's going to bring home the win here tonight in Atlanta. Next Thursday night, we're going to be at Iowa. I've not ran Iowa very much. Have you had much opportunity to run around that place at all?
I haven't had any opportunity to run at Iowa. Shorter tracks are just something that I try to avoid. I don't know that we do a lot of short track racing and money racing, so no, I haven't had a whole lot of opportunity on that one.
Well, congratulations to Chase Smith on the win. So DRSN, our next event here, we are going to be here next Tuesday night for the Dirty Old Bastards 360 Sprint Series at Houston. So come out and watch some short track sprint car racing. I'll tell you what, if you've not seen the Dirty Old Bastards Sprint Car Series, some of the top sprint car drivers in all of iRacing are in that series, and they put on one heck of a show. They had a great show at Knoxville on last Tuesday night. If you get a chance, go back and watch that replay. But Houston's next Tuesday night is going to be fun. And then Western Racing League is off again on Tuesday night, so we'll be back again here Thursday. So we've only got 2 shows next week. Tuesday night with the DOB, and Thursday night we're back here with the Nitrozone Racing League Truck Series at Iowa. So for Tim White, I'm going to speak for you, Tim. My name's Chris Murphy with DRSN. And until next Tuesday night, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Check us out. You can find us running some money races all over the place, so check us out. I'm not going to advertise any other broadcasting networks because the rest of them, well, they're all good people. I'm just gonna say, check us out over there. You'll find us doing some money racing on the super speedways. But until then, my name's Chris Murphy with DRSN. We will see you again next time.